guys. Hello. Okay, first I gotta say hi, Natural Progressive here. I have Val with me, of course. If anyone else wants to join, here is a link. I am going to paste it in the chat. Um, so how y'all doing tonight? Is the sound okay? If I get a scratchy throat.
Sound check. Sound check.
Oh, Sandy's here. Yay. Okay, we got a fun discussion. Oh my gosh, we're probably gonna get mad. We're probably gonna piss off a lot of people. And oh, I don't know. I'm just pissed off. I don't know. Y'all probably saw my video earlier. I'm pretty fucking pissed off. So, I'm just mad. Hello, Choctaw Warrior. Oh my gosh, I need to make you go ahead and give
Watch
you a
that
wrench
glorified now.
because Choctaw Warrior's been here plenty enough times to get a wrench. Welcome. Um, Socks. There's a new person fishing. Fishing. I was kind of glancing
Gene,
through the
Josh.
chat, and it seems like we have a right winger in the chat, which is nice and refreshing. Welcome, Anthony Davis. Hello, Torstein. Hello, Kent Deal. Hello. Um, who am I missing? I saw Trisha earlier. Um, Jay Thadcast. Hello, Mark Roche. Tanya, hello. Okay, guys. Okay, so yes. Oh my God. What a day. What a day. Oh, there's a new person, Jervis. Hello, Jervis. Welcome. Welcome to the show. If anyone
Boy,
wants to join, just, you can jump on. We're gonna have a crazy, crazy discussion that's probably gonna piss a lot of people off. Um, but better to be pissed off than pissed on, right?
yeah.
That's what I was always told growing up. So is what it is. Okay,
You were telling me about certain politicians in your state. What
yes,
state?
I'm in Utah, super duper right wing state. Yeah. Um, which, I'm neither right nor left. I have left leaning tendencies. I do. I was a Bernie Sanders delegate and all that, but after the 2016 fraud of an election, um, my mind has totally changed about, well, not everything, but I see the flaws on both sides. I do. And that pisses people off a lot, and I'm sorry, but you can't just see black and white. You have to look at both sides. You just do. It just is. We have this stupid ass governor, Gary Herbert. Okay, just after there was a story about a homeless shelter that's going to be closing, right before winter, mind you, right before winter, a homeless shelter going to be closing. The next story is Gary Herbert standing up on stage begging Donald Trump to send more immigrants here.
Oh
Mind
my
you,
God.
okay, I am okay with immigrants. Okay, I'm fine with them. I feel bad for them. I feel sorry for them. I just don't think this is the place to send them because we are already growing. We're bursting at the seams. We don't have enough water to support the population we have, especially not clean water. All of our water is being poisoned. Um, we just don't have the resources. But Gary Herbert's sitting there on stage saying, "We have plenty of resources. Send some immigrants here." The only reason Gary Herbert wants the immigrants sent here, one is to recruit more Mormons, and two is to grow the economy. We
More
don't,
growth.
yeah, more growth, more growth, more growth. We're already bursting at the seams here. We're we don't have the resources. We do not. We do not have the resources. Send them to some place like Detroit that has all these empty buildings, all these empty houses. That's where you can send the immigrants. I want them to have a place to be. I want them to be safe. I don't want them to come to a place that's already bursting at the seams and where we're already struggling for water for our own population that's already here and they're breeding like freaking rabbits. It's like, go on. How do you get it through people's heads? I hate our politicians here. And after the fiasco that I went through with our election and finding out that it was a joke, I went and got this petition signed to stop the the
Growth of
housing.
houses. They were increasing the number of homes in suburbs in your area.
Yeah, well, it's not, I don't mind, um, multi-residential housing or whatever, um, but we don't have enough water to support any more development. And so we got this petition that went around, and it was all about, what do you call it? I had the right word for it. The mass housing, like,
High density housing.
yes, high density housing, which after I did that petition against the high density housing, and then I found out that it was either that or a corporation coming in to that spot. I'm like, okay, I'd rather have the high density housing than the corporation because I would rather people be in a small spot than one company coming in and uh, I don't know how to explain it. It's just like if you're going to use the same amount of water, why not house people? If you're going to destroy the land, okay, why not house people? I don't know. It's okay, but still, I think the people should be going to states that have lots of empty houses, lots of empty businesses. Detroit, okay, Detroit, Michigan is hating it. They need more businesses. They need they need to fill up the businesses and the houses that they have. If you're going to bring in immigrants, that's where they should be going, not here, not here. They just want to
They just want to turn,
Anyway, I was misled with that
yeah,
petition. I'm pissed
you're
off.
totally
This is
misled.
what's happening to my ballot. I'm done. I'm
Wow.
pissed. I am so fucking pissed. I am not even voting. I'm done. There's nobody to vote for
Because
on
of
my
these
ballot. I'm so freaking done with it.
lying politicians.
Yeah. Yep.
They weren't upfront with you either. They
No, they weren't.
misled
There was
you,
the city councilman who was talking about the high density
or son.
housing did not mention that if the high density the choice was not keep it wild, keep it agricultural land, or high density housing. It was between making it a corporate fucking bullshit place or high density housing. I wasn't told that. I was just told, re right now it was agricultural land. So now and we're already selling all of our hay to China. I mean, China's buying up our land like crazy. The Belt and Road Initiative. They're I mean, you've heard Sam talk about it a lot. The Belt and Road Initiative that is happening in every state, in every country around the world. That is destroying us. The Chinese Belt and Road Initiative. They're buying up land. They're buying up our goods that we're producing. Tough, quit it. What they're producing with our water, our resources, our fuel. They're just tough.
They're bent on total destruction of the planet.
Yes, they are.
To
And this
where
is the
everything is a
Chinese. Okay,
chopping
I don't
block.
care whether you're right wing, left wing, whatever. The Chinese are buying up our resources. We're using our water. We are destroying our country to supply China with what it needs. And this is what we're coming down to because we're in a world where we're going to have wars over resources. Look at what Trump just did in Syria. We're keeping the oil, you know. Yeah, we pulled our troops out of, protecting the Kurds, but we got the oil. We're taking the oil. And I've always said all these wars are over resources. They're over oil. They're over rare minerals. They're over things like that. We have no business being there. And until I hear a politician, okay, Tulsi Gabbard kind of, goes there, but who else is? It's like it's the exception, not the rule, that someone's talking about this kind of thing.
That's all that's on the corporation's mind is
Yeah.
resource extraction from around the world in an incessant drive to just totally, in my opinion, rape the planet.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what we're trying to do. I mean, and just the fact that Trump is admitting to that. And the funny thing
Well, at least he's
is
being honest. He's
yeah,
being honest.
he's being honest. I mean, he's like flat, straight out, we're taking the oil, where other regimes, Obama, everybody else, they were doing it all along, but they weren't saying what they were doing because yeah. And why aren't the Democrats so bent on getting him impeached? Why are they not attacking him on that issue?
Right. Right.
I
Why?
mean,
Yeah.
that's against international law. It's against United States law because they're supposed to go through, you know, Congress in order to approve this crap. And he didn't, but Obama did it, and Bush did it, and so of course, if they get him on that, they're going to have to go back and get Obama and Bush and everybody
Right.
else. So it's
But
bullshit. It's just bullshit.
they have a weak case on that impeachment. It's weak. You
Ugh.
know.
They have so many better things that they can get him on, and to get him on that stupid thing with when one of the oh my God, Biden's son doing that stupid shit. I mean, they're not going to mention that part. Um, oh, I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
Okay.
maybe that
Okay.
was crap because why not
Sandy,
call him
Sandy
out?
said it, Sandy
But
said because he's a criminal. Okay, then charge him with the appropriate charges. Why, try to make something? There's
yeah, they
another
don't need to make
nothing
any. There's
burger.
plenty of things to get Trump on. Plenty of things that are way worse than
Russiagate
that.
was a nothing burger. This is going to turn into another nothing burger, and it's only going to make his supporters support him even more
Oh
because
yeah.
they're going to perceive him as being persecuted by the deep state, the Democrats. Um, he's just going to end up getting more support. There's not much in there to say that he's not allowed to talk to another president of a country.
Why aren't they getting him on what he did with Saudi Arabia, where he's getting all this money from Saudi Arabia, with through his hotels? Is he okay? Jimmy Carter had to sell his peanut farm when he became president. Why is Trump still,
Allowed,
involved in
yeah.
his business? It's like, okay, get him on emoluments clause. That would be legit. Do that. But, then there's, the all the charities, the Trump Foundation and all that. But then if you go after that, then you have to look at the Clinton Foundation or whatever, that one. And
I
there's
think,
lots of crap
yeah.
there. So it's like, I hate politicians. I just want to freaking rip my hair out. I'm done with them. I'm just so done with them.
Um,
Okay, we
Jay,
should let's read some
Jay,
comments.
Jay
Sorry.
Thankful said I'm full of shit. That's
No, honey. Jay Thacker says you're full of shit. Why?
what he said. I don't know. Why is that, man?
Yeah,
Thanks.
well, no, wait. I don't know what the quid pro quo was. I mean, even Nancy Pelosi said there was no quid pro quo. She said there was just quid or something. I don't know. It was stupid. Um, she's
So,
you
so,
don't
so,
have to have this and that. It's like no, but there's so many other things you can get them on. Use something legit, like something stronger, please, please.
Russiagate wasn't enough of a disappointment, Sandy, that you're ready to get disappointed again.
Somehow, some people still believe that Russiagate was real, like it was a real thing, and I'm like,
Well,
it was
some people
disproven.
believe Santa Claus is real.
I know, but Bill
Some people
Binney
believe the Easter Bunny is real.
and the whole investigation, if you listen to, and I did listen to the testimony on that, it was like it was sad. It was sad. I mean,
They spent $5 million on the
there was
Mueller investigation.
there was
They come
like
up with
$4,500 worth of Facebook ads is what they could prove. $4,500 worth of Facebook ads
nothing.
to sway
Yeah,
the election, and they were going both ways. It was like, are you kidding me? That's nothing. It's nothing.
you,
Uh,
you know, I think
and
maybe you're right. Maybe you're right, Cindy, but I think you're going to be disappointed.
I mean, you never know. I mean, there is building support for the impeachment over this. There is. I think it's silly, but um, I don't know. You never know. There's
You're
building support on both sides, but I still don't think you're going to get it through the Senate. Like, even if you get it. pass, impeachment through the House. The Senate, because it's mostly Republican, is probably going to just whatever.
And you should know, Sandy, upstate New York, consular is saying that we're headed to civil war if Trump is impeached.
But not only that, if he thinks that's coming, there's a really good possibility that he may do something that keeps him in power. He can
At
delay
the election,
elections.
yes,
Like
martial law.
he can
Yes,
delay elections.
yeah, he
So
could.
because if he can stay in power and not face,
If there's mass civil disruption, he can say, "Hey, we can't have elections because
yeah, and then he'll stay in power. Then we're screwed.
we can't
So
have
I don't.
martial law."
Yeah, there's that. That's scary. I don't want him to stay in power forever. But look what they're doing with the elections right now, with Bernie Sanders and all that. It's like they're screwing with the numbers. They're showing Warren's ahead of Sanders, even though that's not true. Um, they're switching Warren and Sanders numbers from um, like the real poll results. Like they can't even read their own polls or something. I don't know. Like,
They're
see,
manipulating it somehow. Do you really trust the MSM?
no, I mean, look what happened when Clinton and Bernie were running against each other. They totally manipulated the polls. Totally. So I don't trust our election system. If the Democrats are really truly worried about Russia interfering in the elections, you think they would scramble and fight to have strong, verifiable, secure election system. But that's not what they're doing. They're just sitting pointing their finger at Russia, and that's not helping anybody or anything. I mean, they're sitting there getting those same election machines. They're getting all these new election, computers that were already proven to be so hackable. A 14-year-old could do it in 11 minutes. It's ridiculous. So I'm sorry, I don't trust our electoral system. I'm so freaking done. Even though I am going to interview a candidate, a local one, but it is Josh Cameron. He was my very
Oh,
first
wow.
interview. He's an anti-war vet and
What
he's
is he
an
running for?
activist. I'm kind of embarrassed. I don't know,
Okay,
but he's in
state
the
senator,
state, um,
state senator, something like that.
something state. But he was really cool because he went to a Mitt Romney campaign rally with an American flag and got kicked out and arrested. So he's pretty cool. He was my very first interview. So go way back um, in time. You can see
So,
my very,
so
very
you're
first
gonna.
interview with him.
When are you gonna talk to him?
Friday, 7,
Friday. Okay.
7 Mountain. So,
So he's a anti-war candidate.
yeah, anti-war veteran. He is a veteran and he's anti-war. So I'm going to just, yeah.
And again, the situation with the military-industrial complex. Unfortunately, most American people love the military. They love the military-industrial complex that provides their jobs. They hero worship the military, and they're pretty much for the military across the world getting what is ours, what they consider ours, our
Which
oil.
is anything we want. Anything the U.S. wants. I mean, look what we're doing in Syria. I'm just taking the oil. We're taking the oil.
That
I was like, are you kidding? You said that out loud. He said that out loud. You're not supposed to say that out loud. I mean, Obama
was
didn't
a
say
great
that stuff out
try.
loud. It was always about the oil in Syria. It was always about the oil. Even when Obama was there, it was about the oil pipeline. Ugh. Okay. I love you guys.
Uh,
Okay.
you,
What's everybody saying? Is everyone pissed at me? I told you I might make everyone angry. No matter what side you're on, I'll probably piss you off.
well, we're still going to try to piss them off. We're not done yet. But before you go on, were you going to? You said that you wanted a name for your podcast.
Oh yeah, yeah. Um, my podcast, I really need suggestions. So far, I got cut off before I was saying my favorite one so far is Ecovolution. Ecovolution. Can't say it right. Ecovolution, like
Ecovolution.
revolution.
That sounds pretty cool. Ecovolution.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe a
Is there more?
ecovolution now. But
I also like ecologic, um, eco
could you put the
truth, eco.
if you have any suggestions, could you put them in the comments, please?
Yeah, not in the chat, but in the comments.
Um,
But just keep in mind, it's anti-consumer, anti-consumerism, pro
pro nature.
eco, pro nature. Um, I'm really going to go on a huge campaign against Christmas buying, Christmas spending, because we really need to stop this crap because it's destroying our planet. Um, yeah. So anyway,
Yeah, we're gonna make Black Friday not cool.
yes, yes. Make it cool not to shop on Black Friday or Cyber Monday or any of that crap, especially Cyber Monday. Let's see. Hi, Andre, by the way. Thanks for coming, even though I'm probably pissing you off big
Hey, nice to
time.
see you, Andre, man.
He was awesome to have on.
My brother from another mother.
How's the possum? Oh, Ecomaniac. That's cute, Chris.
Hey, Chris, can I mention something? A total non sequitur.
Mhm.
Totally non
Are you
sequitur to
talking
this.
to me or Chris Foster?
I'm talking to you.
Okay.
This is a total non sequitur. How do you think life started on this planet, Chris?
Oh man, you're getting deep. How do I think life started?
Yeah,
I'm
there,
not
there's several ways.
religious. I'm
Huh?
I don't.
Biogenesis, where life, the chemicals were in the oceans, and lightning strikes it, and chemical reactions happen, and the first proteins are created. Is that the way you think it started?
Well, I know I believe in evolution and
Okay,
all of that. So,
basically, the first life, the first single cell life, the most primitive life. There's another theory that science has, and this theory is called panspermia. Okay, and panspermia is a theory where organisms on comets and asteroids crashed into the Earth, and that's how life was brought to the Earth. In fact, they have found rocks that came from Mars in Antarctica and other places. So, in the early evolution of the planets, space debris was crashing around and sending different asteroids, comets, different objects from all kinds of places. And so they theorized that possibly viruses may have been brought to Earth in that method. But also, they have another theory. Now, everybody here's famous or familiar with the avian flus, right? You take a flu shot every year for avian flu, and it's a virus. And so they theorized that possibly the 1919 world pandemic came to this planet from space. Okay. And the reason why they think that happened is, first of all, why is the birds the first to get the flu? Well, it's because they fly up high and they breathe in these viruses that may have come from space. They breathe it in, they come down to Earth, and then it mutates, changes, and it's passed on to humans. And so in 1919, they had one of the largest flu pandemics ever, and they wondered why young people were most susceptible to flu. Young people, I mean, of like 20-year-olds. They wouldn't be millennials then because that was 1919, but 20, 30-year-olds, old people weren't as affected as much. Infants weren't affected. It was people in their primes of their lives. And they theorized that's because these are the people who were outside frequently.
oh,
Okay. And so they breathe it in and they breathe in these viruses. So their thinking is um, that life may have started, or it may have been one way, from being seeded from space, and that's why they call it panspermia. I bet you didn't know that, did you?
no, but then where does life come from before that? I just don't think we have all the answers. But
Well, they don't.
I
They
gotta
don't.
tell you, my go-to isn't a sky daddy, you know, a man
That's
up
not
in
my go-to
space that's
either.
created everything. That's not my go-to. I don't claim to have any answers, but that's the last thing I'm gonna think happen. Because for one, what man has ever given birth to a baby for one? Is that makes absolutely zero sense. Um,
Well, Jesus, that was a virgin birth. You know,
but he was still
Mary's,
birthed from
Mary's
somebody,
husband didn't.
according to the legend, um, the fictional
Mary's
fairy
husband didn't
tale.
have
But
blankets. She must have been pretty homely. I don't know.
okay, I don't want to offend Christians. I really don't.
Yeah, we're
I'm
not here to
sorry.
offend people.
I
Well,
don't.
but
I'm sorry. That's not my go-to when I don't understand something. It doesn't go to some magical sky daddy. Not happening. I just don't see it. Like, I
oh, so
don't
you're thinking
understand.
that panspermia that God sent um, Torstein saying panspermia is the original patriarchy, sort of, kind of. In other
Oh,
words,
because it's
your
sperm.
your
Ah,
your your ancestor literally is bacteria and viruses
yeah. Of course, amoebas, one-cell organisms, all that.
that
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we all
changed
come.
over time, and at one point this DNA evolved, but I'm not going to get into to
Yeah, why did we get into this? Like, okay,
well
so we all evolved from one-cell organisms at the very, very beginning.
right.
How those one-cell organisms
Okay,
started, I have no freaking clue. I don't know.
because life is going in reverse now. We're going into extinction mode
Oh, that's
where
true.
life the conditions for life on Earth were suitable early on. Um, I think it was 1.5 billion years ago. The planet was pretty much devoid of life for over 2 billion years, and these life forms, these bacteria and viruses, can withstand reentry into the Earth's atmosphere. So it took 2 billion years to get to um, Christine sitting in a ranch.
Jail sugar sky daddy. We were just talking about sugar daddies before the show.
Yeah, tell me
That's
where I can
funny.
find a sugar mama.
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh my God. You guys are
So
so funny. When I go through the comment, like the chat later, it's always so hilarious. Damn it. Quit talking for a second, guys.
what are you saying, Parthenogenesis? As far as babies being born outside a human, Zox.
Yeah, let's go through comments for a little bit.
Okay,
Um, Tree Shrew. Okay. Try to
Trisha.
focus on comments when I'm not paying attention to the discussion. Yeah, me too, but it's hard. Damn it. And you guys talk so fast.
Okay, they're all kind of talking about parthenogenesis, which I believe is you know kind of like uh being born outside the womb, or not, no, in a womb but outside of a human. Um, but that's not a thing yet. I'm thinking
But
wondering
ecogenesis.
I'm
Zox is
wondering if
saying
they
ecogenesis.
I'm wondering if they're planning on putting Trump in cryogenic if the Earth um, heats up too hot, that they bury Trump in a cryogenic chamber and then wake him up in 3 million years, and they can MAGA can live again, make America great again, and Trump can restart the human race.
You really want
It's
Trump to
possible.
restart the human race?
It's possible. They can put Baron Trump in cryo too, and he can, his son can be a real baron.
What kind of a dumbass population will we
Yeah, that's a thought, isn't it? If they repopulated the earth with
Oh, that would be
uh,
terrible.
the
Oh,
progeny of Trump,
oh,
so Trump would
no.
be Adam and Melania would be Eve.
Oh,
that's a
oh.
that's a scary thought, isn't it?
Yes, very scary. Ugh. Let's not go there. Oh,
Okay,
I
sorry for the
thought you
left.
were working, Torstein. Torstein said he was working. Oh well. Jean, hi, Jean. Anthony, big rats are tiny organ incubator babies. Yeah, I mean that was like a thing, like of they were in sci-fi movies where they had all the babies and in incubators. Like, uh, yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to think of which one. The last Blade Runner they did that where they were um,
Wasn't
uh,
it? Wait, was it the Matrix 2 that did that, or no? There was
well,
people in
they
those
in the
things.
Matrix they had fetuses inside of
Uh,
the Matrix. They were sucking energy out of the fetuses,
oh,
and I'm not sure if they were fetuses or full size humans, but they were sucking energy
mm, ooh,
supposedly, and they put the people inside the Matrix
rat
were in the
Trump
virtual
hybrid,
reality.
says Anthony. Yeah, the rat might be an improvement. Just-
Yeah, might be.
Rats are pretty damn smart.
They are.
So, um,
And we got a lot of that's why we got so many rats in the government and
oh,
they're
they bred horses in bags in China. Ew, what? I don't even want to know. God, people do to horses. One of the best animals that ever was put on God's green earth, and people torture the shit out of them. Look what's happening at Santa Anita. Oh my God, another horse died. I mean, how many horses have to die before they decide to pull them off the fucking track? There's something wrong there. They keep breaking bones and then they have to put them down. So fucking ridiculous.
why are they breaking bones?
Because the track's bad. It's just,
Oh, okay. So they're running it in rain, mud.
well, no, the surface is bad. For some reason, it's gotten really bad, and a lot of horses are breaking bones running on it. And either that or there's some controversy about the vets there or the trainers there doing shady things. So one way or another, they need to get to the bottom of it because way too many horses are dying. And sorry, I love horses way more than I love people. So yeah, there's that.
Yeah, I've heard of that book, Kent, King Rat. Um, I suppose it's like
Rats invade Congress. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Zox, yes, rats and that. Oh, I want to get that book. I've heard about it. It's supposed to be so good. I think if you go on Jimmy Dore, he interviewed the author and talked about it. Oh my God, I want to get that book. It looks so good. Looks really, really, really good. I gotta catch up on the reading I already have. Um, I still have to read Earth at Risk and finish reading that one I've got too.
yeah, but you're too mad to read. They got you mad all the time. They keep
Thanks,
pissing you
Blake.
off.
Yes, they do. Damn. Blake. Blake's here. Thank you so much, Blake, for saying smash that like button. Please
Smash that
do.
like button.
Thank
Smash
you
that
so much,
subscribe
Blake.
button.
Blake is the bomb. He's got a fun channel. I mean, it's not as deep generally as mine, but it's fun. He does a hangout um where you can just sit and chat
Yeah,
and jump on.
we are all about bashing politicians here.
Oh yeah.
I know I am. I can
And
bash politicians all day.
and I can bash him on the left and I can bash him on the right. I can bash him all day long. I don't
We
care.
know love politicians.
I don't care for politicians. Don't beat a dead horse. Okay, they can't beat a dead horse. They can. Doesn't do much good. It's sad. Oh my God. So there was a associate, someone I worked with in my business that I just found out had a heart attack a couple months ago. And I don't know why it affected me so much. I was almost in tears when I found out. I wasn't close to this person. It was just someone I worked with a few times. Oh my God, he had a heart attack in one of the stores I work in and just died in the store. Um, I was devastated. It's like because I just watched a horse. Okay, she got colic and then she died of a heart attack, colic induced heart attack. Anyway, she died. Um, and I watched her die of a heart attack. So hearing someone else die of a heart attack was so devastating. I'm a little shook. I gotta admit. Just before I came home, That's what happened. I just found out about this guy that, and he was so young. Oh my God, he was maybe a couple of years older than me, and he died of a heart attack, out of nowhere. It was crazy. Anyway, sorry, diversion from the topic. It's,
No, no,
it's,
that's life is short, but
mm,
it's not long enough that you cannot bash politicians for the
yeah.
lousy job that they do.
Well, because they're making our short lives more miserable, raising our taxes on every little fucking thing,
Yes,
and making stupid decisions like closing a homeless shelter right before winter, and then like, oh, we have plenty of resources for immigrants to come here. You can't even house the homeless that we have here. What are we going to do with the immigrants? I mean, not that I have no problem with immigrants. I want to just make that clear. No problem. But this is not the state to send them to. We have a shortage of water. We have a shortage of homes. Our housing is super expensive. It's getting more expensive by the day. We can't even house our homeless here. Detroit has lots of open houses. They should be welcoming them there. Detroit, Michigan. Come on,
New
guys.
Jersey too.
Fill up those empty towns, those empty buildings. Those immigrants would probably love to spruce up the town to have a place to live.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm,
they could use some more Mexican restaurants there, but that's your loss
yeah, yours
because you
too.
wouldn't get those Mexican restaurants.
We have lots of really good Mexican restaurants here.
Maybe you don't have enough.
Yeah. I mean, believe me, I'd rather ship out some of those Mormons and take the immigrants any day.
Yeah, hey,
I would rather do that.
vote for her. There you go. Ship the Mormons out. Take the immigrants.
Exactly. Boot them out. Bring in the immigrants. Yeah, and then we'll make some real farmland here, some nice organic gardening, and yeah, get the damn Mormons. I'm better
Ban
than
people
you.
from nature.
Keep up with the Joneses. Ask people, get them out of here. I'll take the immigrants over them any day. Any day. So, yeah, there's that. But first, we got to get them out of their big ass houses, their 5-car garages, and fucking. I'm serious. That's all. They live to be better than everybody else here. They live for it. And I'm just a simple person in a simple house with, furniture made from reclaimed
God,
wood and crap. I Yeah, I said this before. I've bought literally maybe 3 items of furniture in my whole entire life. The rest of it was given to me or we built it out of reclaimed wood, you know?
in other words, scrap.
Yeah, scrap. Yeah. And then like all the pictures on the wall, that's all been given to me. Everything here has been given to me. Everything you see has been given to me. Hell, that blanket on that bed, I've had since I was a child. The one that Tuffy just messed up. I had that bed made nice and he messed it up. Shit.
Zoc says, in other words, the billionaires are buying up all the tangible assets with fake money so that after the crash, you will all be slaves.
Probably, Ox. That's a good analysis, I think. Pretty fair.
Bigger slaves than we are now.
Yep. Anyone following what is going on in Iraq, the revolution? Yeah, oh my gosh, we were just talking about that earlier too. Like all those demonstrations, like unrest all around the world. It's not just Iraq. There's Ecuador,
It's
Haiti, Chile, um, Catalonia. Oh my gosh, there's so many. I can't even remember them all. There's so many, so many.
and it's spreading like
Hong
wildfire.
Kong, yeah, and it's just exploding everywhere. Of course, the news only covers one, and then they'll wait a while, and then they'll cover the other one. But there's so many going on right now. They don't list them. It's just insane how many are going on right now. Iraq is just one of them. They thought the world's ours. You don't get to keep yours now. You
Brit,
must share with 2 or more families in the end times. Yeah, I mean, here we have 2 families living here. We have me and my husband, and we have my daughter and her boyfriend, and then we have a friend of ours that's also moving in. So this will be kind of a 3 people or 2 couples and 1 person household.
hey
Um,
Chris,
yes.
do you think these California wildfires are going to go every day? That eventually it's just going to be California is going to be burning year round.
Probably. I mean, it's not showing any sign of slowing. I don't think it's going to get better soon. They ditched the cop climate summit.
And
What?
they ditched the COP
Sudan,
climate.
Angola. Yeah, Gene. Yeah,
Okay,
there's
Torstein has
commitments.
talked about the COP climate summit was ditched because of protest in, I believe, Chile. Was it Chile?
Yeah.
So no COP climate summit. Boo hoo. All they can do is reiterate what we already know, but it would have been
Yeah.
nice. Oh, and this guy, I should have watched the video. This Dr. Steve Turley, dissing Greta Thunberg again, and he just makes endless videos. This one is the incredible hypocrisy of Greta Thunberg. This guy is just a nonstop attack on Greta
Why attack a 16-year-old? That doesn't make any sense.
because it scares them that she's spreading this message, that the message is being heard, and
It's kind of weird that she has become the voice of this message because so many have tried to get this message out before her. It's cool. I'm I'm happy that there's someone getting this message, and I'm really happy she's not pushing for, the corporate solutions that are just going to make it worse. So super happy about that. Um, it's just it's just sad when
okay, I
people are
think Ken
thinking this.
Thiel is saying that the COP conference is going to be in Madrid.
Oh,
Is that what you're saying, Kent?
persona non grata. Persona non grata.
Persona non Greta.
That's cute. I like that.
Thumbs up for that, man.
The New York subway protest was about police arresting people for less than $3. Wow. Wow. That's crazy. Oh my God, is Central Coast Bass here? What?
Apparently so.
Scott's here! Hi, Scott! Oh my God, I can't believe Scott's here. Fires help recycle the forest, it's nature's way, but come on, Scott. Come on. You know it's not natural what's going on. Like, it's way worse. And mostly because the winters became more mild, and then the beetles, killed the trees
Well, yeah.
because they
I mean,
weren't dying off like they should be over the winter. And there's a lot of factors. There's a lot of
he's right.
factors.
He's right in a normal situation, but the situation is no
Yeah,
longer
normally,
normal.
yeah, yeah.
It
Normally
does
fires do
recycle, but
regenerate, but it's happening way
nonstop.
more than it should.
Well,
Hey,
it's
Scott, did you
practically,
want to jump on? You can. I'll give you a link.
yeah,
You're always welcome on,
yeah.
Scott.
She'll put the link up, man.
If you want to jump on, I'd love to have you on, Scott. He's a wildlife biologist, by the way, so he's
And
not
a
a
wonderful person,
yes, he's
a
not
real,
someone who doesn't know shit. He knows shit.
right. He's
So
a real human being.
yes, yes. Moose Gal, hi, Moose Gal's here. Isn't the Keystone Pipeline approved by the Trump administration? Um, wasn't it trying to be? Wasn't Obama trying to push that through? And then at
Yes,
the end of his thing, he didn't. And
he
then
did.
and
He did.
then I know.
They eventually
I
did it.
oh, at the end of his administration. Okay. I know Obama was pushing for it. I know that. I don't know for sure.
Must get that oil. He's
Yeah.
coming on. He's
Okay.
coming
All
on.
right. Yay. Yay, Scott. That's so cool. Central Coast Bass. No, you should watch his channel. Anyone who's into fishing and stuff. And plus he just does a fun game night thing, and I don't know. I don't know. He's fun. So
Yeah, I would
Scott
love
knows
to.
shit. Good introduction.
I would love to go fishing with them
Oh God.
because I would make them
I
throw
would
back
love to
all the
have his
fish.
life. He has a great life.
Well, yeah, I would go fishing with them and make them throw the fish back,
Well, you're a vegan.
and then tell them,
He doesn't know what he's getting into.
we're not gonna eat fish. We're going to go to Whole Foods and get some organic soys,
Mm,
and that's what we're gonna eat. An
okay.
organic salad.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna
I don't
make them
know.
go
I'm
into.
trying to get to that, but I made macaroni and cheese, and that was awesome. And, okay, uh, I'm not vegan. I think that's a moral point to be because I love animals. I don't think it's going to save our planet just being vegan, but it's me.
It's not
Um,
the only thing, but it's we have to draw the limits somewhere.
oh, oh, I was watching.
He's Andre saying he does always catch and release.
Oh,
You know,
nice.
I was
I
kind of
didn't know
joking.
that.
I was kind of joking, Andre. I mean, I'm not against fishermen eating their fish they catch. You know,
Oh, it's funny. Here he
yeah.
comes. Here he comes.
Hey,
Hey, there he
hey,
is.
fella, how you doing, man?
Welcome.
Oh, am I on?
Yeah,
How's everything in Alaska?
Alaska. He's not in Alaska.
Oh, where is he?
I'm in California.
Oh, okay.
Silly. So what's
3 states
happening?
away.
Oh, just a couple states away. No problem. Uh,
You
but
look like
happy
you
to
just
talk.
got back from hunting, man.
Hunting? No, I just got back from fishing.
Oh, okay.
Where's your fancy hat? He has the coolest
Oh,
hat that he made himself. It's so cool.
no, I didn't have it on. I'm out here, and it's getting cold at night. So,
Uh,
I mean, the hat's really warm, but I wasn't expecting it.
oh, okay. You weren't expecting to come on, see it, wear your fancy hat. Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, this is kind of my only like night that I don't actually.
Do a live stream. I know you're on all the time. I try to catch it every time I can. I just work a lot. I don't get to live with my parents. I think that's awesome that you get to do what you do, though. I'm
You know,
serious.
you know what, CCB? I love your show too, and I want to tell you about Christine. She is so fired up, so angry at these politicians. I mean, she's like hot damn mad at them.
I just ripped up my ballot.
She just ripped up her ballot right on the show here.
I don't vote.
Yeah, well, she's very angry at him.
Mm, that's
Yeah,
You know,
good.
if I was a politician, I would not go around her
They're
because
worthless.
she's ready to tear a politician a new asshole.
And I'm talking the right and the left, by the way, not one or the
Yes.
other.
Another thing that
I don't even
uh
follow it. So
huh
Really, you lucky bastard? I wish I could just go and hang out in wherever, like you're by on lakes and stuff, fishing. Oh my God, you're the best life. You're so freaking lucky. Ah,
well, I've I've never actually registered to vote.
really? Wow. I
I
was,
hear you, man.
well, we're raised here up in Utah, we're raised to vote, and we're raised to vote Republican since the time
And
we're
Mormon,
little.
and
Yeah,
Mormon.
Mormon. Well, yeah, it's
Might as well
Mormon.
vote. That it's the same
Vote
difference.
What?
It's the same difference.
Yeah, Republicans, Mormons. Well,
Republican,
not really,
Mormon.
because actually Utah Republicans are a little different. We're more of
What
a
are they?
we're more of
Jewish?
a nanny state. Like,
Oh, are
um,
the Utah
a nanny
Republicans
state.
Jewish?
they're Mormon.
You just have
They're
lots of nannies.
Mormon.
You just have lots of nannies.
Yeah,
Lots of kids that need people to take care of them in the day.
yeah, so they got to take care of your individual rights. They got to take those away because you're not trusted to be an adult here. You can't have individual rights. So, yeah, we're a
Well, that
nanny state.
sucks.
I don't know.
That's
I've gone this long not worrying about it. So
You know what? You're probably better off because
I made it.
it's
I made
doing
it.
me no good whatsoever to pay attention to it because,
I made it to 53 years old, and it hasn't affected me yet. So
well, that's awesome. I kind of wish I didn't waste so much time worrying about it because it didn't do anything, didn't do any good, none, none whatsoever. As much as I've pushed for it, been active in it, and I was a state delegate, and I've done so much, passing petitions around. As much as I've worked on, it was all for naught. It was for nothing, absolutely nothing. These politicians, The government, you could think you're fighting for one thing, but you're really not because there's another agenda.
Yeah.
Ah, it's so
My my
ridiculous.
my dad was a city council member, and he was into the whole city thing. A lot of his friends are senators, were senators, and stuff like that. He was into the that side. He was a member of like JCs and Kiwanis, and I don't know. I don't know, I never went that.
You're so lucky.
That was his thing. He liked it.
Well, yeah. Well, some people get really into that, and I was for a while, not very long. I got soured on it super quick, super quick. So, what part of
Well,
California are you at? Your Central Coast, so middle of California?
I'm Monterey.
I don't know where Monterey is. I know where LA is.
We're
San
about 2 hours.
Francisco.
We're about 2 hours below San Francisco,
Oh, okay.
the Monterey Bay.
All right. So you're closer to LA, right?
No,
Okay.
6 hours.
Okay. California is a long
2 hours.
state. I've been to San Francisco before. And
I'm
that's the
2 hours.
only place I've been.
About an hour and a half below San Francisco.
Okay, so you don't have the wildfires where you're at right now. They're either
Mm,
north and they're south, right?
well, we just had one that started in Big Sur, but it didn't burn much.
Oh,
But a couple of years ago, we had that one in Big Sur, and it burned for 4 months.
okay. Well, 4 months is a long time, but I'm glad it didn't last very long. But what about that? There was like
It
nine.
didn't last very long. 4 months.
No, no, the one that this time you said there was one in Big
Yeah,
Sur that didn't.
I don't know. It only burned like a couple acres. They said it was like suspicious, I guess, in the
Well, all of them are. I mean, what do you think about the PG&E shutting off power out there?
yeah. It's just it's it's. I mean, it's all politics and big corporate. I mean,
Yeah, big corporations. Yeah. Not gonna
Hey,
find
Central Coast
anything.
Bass. Central Coast Bass. We
Call him
support
Scott. His name's Scott.
Scott. Hey, bro. We
or
support the
CCB.
Second Amendment on this channel. And to
Or
show our support,
CCB. Yeah, CCB is
we
good.
show our guns on this channel.
I get in trouble.
Yeah. See,
But
fighting is I don't hunt.
that's a play
Christine, this
gun.
is this
You're
is a
silly.
toy.
No, but I just said I don't. I mean,
Get back.
most people think fishermen hunt, but I don't hunt.
I don't hunt. I don't. I hate hunting. I can't kill a fly.
I
So
don't like guns personally. I used to have BB gun when I was a little that, but
hey,
I don't.
that is purely for emergencies.
Zombies.
Sometimes some target shooting just for
Uh,
fun, but actually it
guns,
hurts my wrist to shoot it, so I don't.
guns scare me. Don't. I don't know.
Really?
All
Guns
right.
scare you?
I just
I
don't want
hunt Mormons with this one.
Is
to.
that an
Yeah,
airsoft gun or something? No,
Oh,
yeah.
it's a toy gun.
that's
It's
cute.
an airsoft. Well, it's not an airsoft. It's like
It's a Nerf gun.
a Nerf. Yeah.
Yeah, like a Nerf gun. Get badass with.
Okay, no, but in the country you
Come and
have an
get some.
actual reason to have a gun because say one of my horses broke its leg and I couldn't get a vet out here. You'd have to put it down humanely. I couldn't do it, but at least I'd have the tool to do it if I had to. But yeah, there's you have to have one. It's just I originally got it for self protection, and I had a concealed carry, and I never actually felt comfortable taking it with me places. So I'm
They
like,
don't.
I don't need the concealed carry. I'll just leave it home.
Oh, I used to. I had friends that carried guns.
Mm.
Not the best. I don't know. I've told people this. I'm sort of like for some reason my whole life I've kind of been like Sweden. I'm like I don't know. For some reason, people trust me so much, and I'm like neutral that they'll be like they deal drugs and all that other stuff, and somehow they like me and they're friends with me, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I have a gun on me right now," and they just don't. They don't think that. I mean, they don't even second guess the fact that I'm just going to keep it to myself, and I'm
Wow,
not gonna go. That I'm not going to go like
blurting it out to
run to
somebody and. Yeah.
Yeah, run to the bartender or something like that and go, oh, that guy over there, he has a gun with him. He has a gun with him.
So
And
you're super trustworthy kind of guy. Like people just automatically sense that about you.
evidently, because
Huh.
I get people on one side to talk to me about somebody that they know I know really well,
Hmm.
and then that person talks to me about that person, and they're both like saying all this bad stuff, and like,
And then you're stuck in the middle, and you're like,
yeah, and I'm just
not
kind of like,
saying nothing.
yeah, I'm kind of like, why do they? I mean, they know I know this guy and I'm friends with him, and they're friends with. Yet they will both open up about bad things about the other person. But
That happens
I,
to me too,
I keep
actually.
it to myself though. I don't.
I do too.
I'm always just sort of like,
Well, I'm not getting in the middle of two friends, so I'll be
yeah,
okay.
that's what I said. I'm like, why? It's I mean, the way it usually is like, second somebody tells something, the person runs to the other person. You know what he said about you? You know what he thinks? And I'm like, I don't know. Forever, I've just sort of been that. Like I said, I've always said I'm like Switzerland. I'm like, for some reason, I'm a neutral person that people can like vent to,
That's pretty
and
awesome. That's good.
a lot of the reason I don't say anything about it is because I'm like, a lot of the people that do this to me are like really bad people, and, and you don't want to be on their bad side, like.
Oh no.
So it's kind of like, okay, he's got a gun
Uh,
in his pocket. He deals drugs. He does. Yet for some reason they're like my total buddy and friend, and every
That's
time they see me somewhere, it's, hey, what's up? How you doing? They buy me a drink, come to the bar, and all that, and I'm just kind of like, why do they like me?
that's so funny. That's
Well, but
mhm.
I've always in the town I've been in, I was a pretty known skateboarder for a while.
a skateboarder. Okay, I mean, you fashion designer, skateboarder,
Yeah,
wildlife biologist, fisherman. Holy crap! Okay,
yeah,
but I've been a model, a modeling agent, a hairdresser, a horseshoer, a warehouse worker, heavy equipment operator. Now I'm a
yeah.
sales rep. So, you never know. But that's
Yeah,
pretty
I just
cool.
But
I
I've
just
al-
been a
I've
Crip in Hell's Angels. That's it.
yeah.
That's pretty that's pretty
Well, no,
awesome
I've
though.
Hey,
definitely
Wait,
hey,
wait.
Scott, can I mention something to you real quick before I forget? And I want to see if this is in any of your experience. I have a fisher buddy, and he says that in Kentucky, that most of the lakes are stock lakes, that they back up these big trucks and dump the fish in them. Do they do that out there in California?
yeah, yeah. They only stock trout.
They
They
do that
stock trout?
here in almost every lake here. They stock it, but it's usually by helicopter. And they
They
dump
Yeah,
it
drop
in.
the fish from helicopter?
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
They'll
you're
they'll,
kidding me.
No,
they'll drop them.
That's crazy.
I don't
Like
know.
they're paratroopers.
Yeah,
Pretty
they'll just drop
normal
them.
here. I don't know.
But isn't that
Well, a
kind
lot
of
of them
bad
are.
that they have to stock the lakes with fish, that there is no fish in them and that they got to put the fish in them?
Well, no, it's only trout.
Yeah, but
You, you
I think he said some other fish were being
well,
put in
yeah.
Kentucky.
Sometimes they will if I don't know if they want to try and enhance if a population of a certain fish is like not doing well. But I mean,
Well, that's
they
part of the ecological problem is that they have to actually stock these fish.
Okay, but okay.
no.
Um, are there invasive species in the
Yeah,
lake?
they have in
Wait,
a big.
wait, Val, I'm asking
Okay, sorry, my bad. Go ahead, man.
Well, California actually only has three native warm water fish:
Okay.
Sacramento hits, Sacramento perch, and what used to be called squawfish, but that was evidently politically incorrect. So now it's called Sacramento pike minnow.
Okay.
Every other than some of the salmon and like the golden trout and some of the steelhead and stuff, which are cold water fish. There's
Mhm.
only three: no catfish, no carp, no bluegill. No, everything else in California is an introduced species.
Okay. So, but
And also,
you don't have carp there?
no, we have carp, we have catfish, we have everything.
Oh,
But
okay.
they were brought here, and I think it was like in the 1870s, 1873, and
So
that
you have invasive species. Yeah, carp's
every
one of the biggest ones we have here. It's
every
like
no,
huge.
every fish in a lake in warm water in California, any warm water species in California is an invasive.
Okay. Do you fish on the ocean at all, or just in lakes?
Yeah, I go to the ocean. I do rockfish, and I do some of the other ocean stuff.
Okay. So have you noticed? You're on the Pacific Ocean,
Oh
where there was no.
no, I said I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, because you're in California. Okay, stop it. Don't make fun of me. Um, there was a story I read about the sun star. What was it? Some kind of starfish. It was this. I don't know. Anyway, that got a wasting disease and died off like a lot of them just like died and were wasting away, like their limbs are falling off and stuff. And so they ate the sea urchins, and but since they were dying, the sea urchins went crazy and ate all the kelp. um do you see any issues with that? I mean, what's going on? Tell me. It was the
Well,
sunflower starfish. That's the one that had got the wasting disease.
I'm actually. I mean, I'm my concentration is wildlife biology, but my
Okay.
actual degree is in natural resource management,
Okay.
NRM. That's what mine's under. And basically, what we do in that is go out and study play, like say, okay, the deer aren't here, no, there's no squirrels here anymore, and that, and basically within our studies and what if I went into my field
Hmm.
is we look for the reasons,
Right.
and a lot of times the reasons aren't like I don't know, everybody blames it on it's human interaction here, but I mean things there's cycles and everything. Things coming, a certain
Okay.
type of plant comes, certain kind of plant doesn't. Sometimes it's temperature range. Sometimes it heats up in the spot for a while, and sometimes it doesn't. I mean, everyone wants to blame it on that it's encroachment and that, but a lot of it is just even in my 53 years, I've seen a lot of species in the spot, like lizards or some sort of something like that, and then all of a sudden, like 5, 10 years, they're not there. All of a
And
sudden,
you don't think humans have anything to do with that?
no, it was just no. A lot of it has to do with like temperature. I mean, they're there, but they're in the spot that, and at certain times of year we have a hotter summer or a hotter whatever, and their range will sort of expand for a bit, and then when it goes back to a normal cycle, suddenly you won't find them in the same area that you found them all over the place. They just suddenly, but within another 4 or 5 years, all of a sudden they're there again. And you're like, I thought they were gone. I thought they were all like dead and they're not here anymore. But all of a sudden they're back again. But it's just a lot of things do that in nature. Is they have a certain niche range that they're in because of a certain temperature or a certain type of food thing or something. And then you might have a couple warmer seasons than not and all that, and they will expand and move out further. And then when it goes back to being normal, I mean, there's cycle and ranges and everything.
Well, of course there is. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't
it's
argue
not.
with that, but
Yeah,
it's changing as far as the cycles are being more abrupt. Like there's I don't know. Like for instance, here we had in October record low temperatures of 10 degrees um in October, which is insane. 10 degrees is just crazy here. But a month ago we had a 60-degree change of temperatures in 24 hours, which is totally nuts. And these things didn't happen before. Our
it's
winters are actually getting warmer um, than they
yeah, but it's
used to
like
be, but there's more drastic changes, if that makes any sense. And
I
it's
mean,
not just here. I'm talking about globally too. There's changes that they're happening globally.
yeah,
The
but
weather is just here, but
Well,
globally is what you have to look at.
well, I was just at Pinot Lake on Saturday. It was 38 in the morning, and it
Okay.
was 80 by noon.
Okay.
42-degree difference.
That's no biggie. We do that all the time. But 60 is pretty big swing.
Well, no, 2001. I was at a tournament, 16 degrees in the morning.
But you're in a
80,
serious wait, was this a desert or was this
no, it's Central Valley, Marguerite Lake. 16 degrees in the morning. It was 85 by noon.
wow, that's pretty big difference. Yeah.
That was
And how long ago was this?
2001.
Okay. So the changes started in the 70s. So,
But the Earth has had cycles. I mean,
well, of course we've always had cycles, but it's proven that the cycles are accelerating greatly because of global warming. Um, but that's
but
not our biggest problem, in my opinion. Our biggest problem is
right, but
overpopulation and biodiversity loss and all that. But yeah, the
but
uh,
my whole cycle. I mean, my whole thought and everything else about it is it's like it's 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 a million-year-old planet and it's had these cycles.
well, yeah, but they're happening thousands and thousands of years faster than they did before. So
But who's to say that is that because of overpopulation of humans, or it's just the
Yeah,
fact that
yes,
age of the Earth that
mm,
both,
things
both.
are accelerating.
well, kind of both. I mean, it's gonna
But
it was accelerating anyway, but to accelerate as fast as it's accelerating is way beyond just what the natural cycle would be, like the natural process would be.
the
Uh,
numbers are not good.
they're not good, and it's not looking good at all. I mean, the oh my gosh, just that's Torstein. He lives up in
Yeah.
Greenland, and he's seeing the changes there, and he's keeping track of the ice. It's not good. It's scary.
Okay. Well, but see, I mean, yeah, it's something to think about, and it's something you might worry about. But one huge volcano eruption could, in fact, block out the sun for 5 months,
Yeah, I could.
Yeah.
and everything would be dead.
Yellowstone. Yeah,
Yeah, if Yellowstone goes, it's a super volcano. There's only like
right.
10 that they've
Yeah.
recognized.
Yeah, I could, and that may save our ass.
Well, and
It
it's
may
rising.
save the planet's ass. It won't save our ass.
Well, yeah.
No, but it's rising. It's risen like what, a half centimeter, 2 centimeters in the last 15 years. They've been studying it.
Okay, let me ask you this. Um, do you think it's good to frack for oil and all that, considering what it does as far as causing earthquakes and pollution? I'm not talking about anything about climate change, just that part.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, I don't know. See, I look at it as nature in itself. And the reality is, anything that we create, even to this day, I mean, we can't even create the pyramids if we tried, or it would take years and years and years and everything else. But anything we create as humans can be destroyed by nature in
Absolutely.
a
Ah,
million.
I love that. Yes.
So
But
to say
but
it,
okay, but
us,
that doesn't mean that humans aren't destroying nature. Like, really?
I don't know. I live in Monterey, and our whole county here in California, which everyone's California's so overpopulated, this and that. The county I live in is only 1% developed.
Okay, well, you're
You
lucky. I
know,
live in Utah where they're freaking overpopulating the whole state, and it's ridiculous.
Well, no, we have. Think how many people we have in California.
Well, I know, but they're trying to bring in, like, I was talking earlier about the immigrants they're bringing. They want to bring it. Governor Herbert was begging Trump to send more immigrants to Utah when our state is already one of the fastest growing populations in the country.
Yeah, but I don't know. I guess you Google it. What?
Second lowest in water. Okay,
Well,
less.
if you actually look at the population of the United States and you look at the square footage, what is the actual population square footage wise that us as humans inhabit?
Way too
well,
much. I will tell you, way too much
I
because
know what he's getting at. He's saying that if you did it square footage, the land would be mostly empty. The,
Right.
the the problem
The
is
resources every person
resources
needs
are
takes,
much bigger.
I don't know, something like 13 acres per person, to survive, like just for your food and wood and whatever you need.
But
It's like
even with our agriculture and everything else, the percentage that is untouched by us,
not
even
very much.
Even,
There's
yeah,
nothing I can
no,
find
Indiana, man.
untouched anymore.
no, it's
Everything's touched
way
here in
bigger.
Indiana. There's no wild land here in Indiana.
We have a lot of natural parks, but you can't get away from people now. You can't. There's no I can't find one place to get away from people now. And I used to just easily just drive up a road and I was away from people. I could ride my horse and I was away from people. Now where I used to ride my horse is a fucking Home Depot. Pisses me off so bad every time I go to that store. I'm like, I used to ride my horse right here, and there was
There's
no
a damn
houses,
Home
there was
Depot
no
sitting
Home
there.
Depot, there was no gas station.
Yeah,
I rode my horse there, and it was beautiful.
I mean, the fact that that Monterey County is not that big of a county. I mean, it's a pretty big county in that, but the fact that only 1% of it is developed.
Well, that's.
We all live in a very concentrated little part.
But where does your food come from? Where does your wood come from that you take to build the houses? Where's the gravel for the roads come from? The asphalt, and where's that all come from?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's mined and we have it all, but even those fields that are growing food and all that, there's still birds there, there's still animals there, there's still deer and everything that goes through them. It's still an open space.
But it's not natural open space.
There's is nothing natural. But Scott, every time I talk to Christine here, I feel I feel like I'm talking to the earth itself. That she's
Okay, come on.
speaking for the earth,
Well,
channeling the earth and telling the people you're doing things wrong. Stop. That's what I feel like when I talk to Christine.
Thanks, Val. I wish I was channeling the earth. Um, I
Well,
do emphasize
so
empathize with the earth, and
so is he on my side or your side? I know.
we
um,
have both sides. We're all
he's in the middle. He really is.
Well, no, I didn't know if he was. No,
There's no
I
sides here. We're having a conversation. There's no sides.
exactly what I'm saying is what I mean. If you take, I don't know, I don't know the statistics on this. If you looked at it, but if you take like the world wars and everything else, and look at the amount of human death in that, and then you compare it to what nature's done as far as deaths of humans in that, I I I don't know. I mean,
Well,
nature
the
might have
world wars
killed
weren't
more
big enough. The nature wasn't big enough to keep human population under control, in my opinion.
well, I know,
We've
but
been too good at medical care. We've been too good at
right,
vaccinations, all that stuff that's
right,
kept humans
right,
alive and
right.
thriving, and to a point where we're overshoot, basically overshoot of
Yeah,
our
and
habitat, and we're pushing out other species
well,
like on
no,
a regular basis.
but the reality is, at this point, with our technology and what we have, just like in human populations, I mean, we had what, like the bubonic plague back in the day and Black Death and all that. I mean, we had AIDS, which was something we couldn't stop for a long time that killed a lot of people.
Well,
We're not above nature.
no, we're not, but
A virus,
we've kind of
yeah,
pushed ourselves to a point where
right?
we're kind of
Super
pushing
virus,
out nature. But I'm not saying it's not going to come back at us, because it will, especially
it
with all
will,
the permafrost melting and all these diseases that we have no immune system
right?
God,
to
they're not
combat.
God. They're not making this shit up, man. They are not making all
Well,
the.
no, but the reality is, nature has its way.
Yeah, and that way is going to be
It's going to
sweeping
be
up.
pretty devastating, like pretty quickly.
Right.
It's
It's
Well,
California, man. It's the fires. That's
well,
nature.
Well, not only
Take it out of there.
California,
No, I'm
Australia,
not.
and
I'm not talking that. I'm talking. I'm talking something that might a virus or something that might
Yeah,
mutate.
yeah. Mother Nature could release that too, and that could come from the Arctic permafrost.
yeah, I already
She
said
Yeah,
that.
let
Yeah,
that go, and
yeah. What's that? It could be the what is
Ebola,
Ebola? Yeah,
yeah,
virus. It could be no, but I mean,
or it could be something completely different that we have no defenses
exactly,
against.
yeah. We don't know.
exactly. People worry about global warming and all the seas are going to rise and that, but
That's
at
the
any
least of
moment,
our concern. I think we're going to have global food shortages and water shortages. All of our water is being poisoned.
Listen to mom.
yeah.
Use your
But
mom.
even but what I said, but that's I said nature has a way. There's even if you look at nature with certain type of like even if deer or anything else like that suddenly get overpopulated and everything else, suddenly some sort of virus or something will
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah,
That's
and
or a huge harsh winter will kill them off.
or
There's
Yellowstone blowing up. I mean,
Yeah, that could happen too. That could happen too. And that would probably honestly be the most humane thing that could happen. That would be so quick and
well, if you look back in
it's
history, they've constantly shown huge restrictions of population of mammals and everything on Earth.
right.
All of a sudden, everything just went from at that point a big population down to almost nothing,
Yeah, he's
and
talking
then
extinctions. Yes,
repopulated, and then went down, and then
yes.
repopulated. And anyway, we think we're so advanced and everything else, we can't control viruses, and they
nope.
mutate so quickly,
Yep.
and they live so quickly in that. I said that. I mean, the biggest example we have, I think, I mean, other than going back to the Ebola and all that other stuff, but the most modern one would be AIDS. It killed when it hit, and at the strength it had in the 80s when it hit, it
Mhm.
was a death sentence.
Oh yeah, it was spreading
Now,
so
now
Well,
we've
fast
learned
too.
not
how to
not to
contain
not
it.
to go too much in the left direction, but the scientists could also design a virus that could kill 90% of people.
Oh
They
yeah,
could,
chemical warfare.
well, chemical warfare, but also a biological that is even more lethal than Ebola. That there would be nothing like it on this planet, and could wipe out in the upper 90%. And they could
Yeah,
do
but
that.
I think. Well, I mean, if you look at it, it's like a country that wants to take over the world, and that wouldn't be the best way to do it
Was that?
because it would
What?
kill them too.
Well, no, one thing you could do is inoculate yourself. The powers to be, the elites, could inoculate themselves and release this virus.
Okay,
And the
what do you think about okay, while we're on this,
okay,
vaccines becoming mandatory? That scares the shit out of me, by the way.
Well, see, the reality is we.
I got no comment.
Well, I think that in what you were talking about, a thing in that, unless it was like some sort of, it wouldn't be a virus that would do it. I mean, because we don't have any vaccines for any virus to this day.
They
Not we do not have viruses for or vaccines for viruses.
as a general
Wait,
rule, that there is not vaccines for viruses, but they also use certain viruses in treatments. They use viruses and
wait,
plant.
wait, wait.
What?
Slow down. I'm missing something. Aren't vaccines to control viruses like
No
mumps, measles,
Okay,
whooping cough?
what it does is they either give you a dead or weakened
version of
dose of the virus,
I thought that's
and
what
it
a
builds up,
vaccine
and
was.
it makes you immune to it.
I thought that's what a vaccine was.
when you're young and everything. Why they give you like mumps and measles on the vaccine is because they introduce the virus into you, and then your own human body uses its immune system to create a defense against it.
Oh,
That's why it's
viruses don't exist.
well, no, that's why if you get the measles or mumps when you're older,
Huh.
it's more worse, and it'll usually can kill you in that. When if you get mumps in that and measles when you're little, your body is still is the immune system is young enough and everything else.
Right.
Don't you think
That's
it's
like
crazy that they made chicken pox vaccine?
no, they don't have it. They don't. Kids to this day still get measles and mumps.
I know, but
See, the thing
why
is,
are they forcing freaking vaccines on kids? Like, I don't know how many are required by the time Trisha probably knows. How many vaccines, Trisha, are they required before you're like 18? It's
yeah, but
insane.
I had mumps. I got mumps. I got measles. I mean,
Oh, I had chicken pox. My
yeah,
kids all had
I had
chicken pox. In fact, you
I
wanted
had
them to get chicken
chickenpox.
pox while they were little.
I had chickenpox inside my mouth
Oh, oh,
and on the bottom of my
oh,
feet.
there's Trisha.
Hello, Tricia.
There's Trisha. This is her topic. So this is so
Yeah,
her
How you
topic.
doing, Tricia?
but haven't you ever heard the old saying? I mean, back in my day, when one kid got the measles, like nowadays, it's like, oh, don't let them go to school and all that. Well, the reality is, all the other parents and everything would have their kids go play with them. So they would
Right,
get
the
it.
same way
Right.
it was with chicken pox.
Yeah,
Okay, right.
yeah.
I'm gonna let Trisha talk. Trisha, this is CCB or Scott, either way. Um, and yeah, talk about. I'm gonna take a couple minute break. I'll be listening, but I'm just gonna take a couple minute break because it's gone over an hour and I'm tired. So have a fun discussion for a second.
Hey, go.
Can you hear? Go ahead and talk, Trisha. Can you
I
talk?
saw her for a second.
Okay, let me say something before Tricia talks.
Okay,
Um,
she's got to get her sound worked out. So
there is a possibility that there could be nefarious things put in vaccines. That that's one of the concerns that people have, that they don't know what's in the vaccine, and it's a possibility that some nefarious force could put some genetic viral weaponized thing. And so that's what I think that these two ladies have their concern about while she's working out her sound.
Well, I mean, here's 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 a really funny fact. Um, I never washed my hands. I growing up, I played in dirt all the time outside. Mom didn't clean anything. Um, I got to knock on wood with it, but I hardly ever get sick. I worked at Marshalls, and everybody else there would get a cold and get sick, and I might, a little scratchy. But I've always said this in kid with it. It's to have a healthier kid when they get older. Let
So
them
you're saying you built up immunity from exposing yourself
right.
to,
That's and my theory is that if you watch babies, they put everything in their mouth.
well, that was one of the early theories of
Right.
vaccinations. I believe the guy's name was Jenner, and he noticed that that English milkmaids did not get smallpox, and they didn't get. You heard the story, and so he took this kid, this 7-year-old child, and inoculated this child with cowpox, and the kid didn't get smallpox. He
There you
exposed
go.
them to the.
Early.
Yeah, that's how
Well,
vaccines started.
that's my theory is if you watch little babies, anything and everything they touch, whether it's dirty, whether it's clean, nothing, they always put it in their mouth.
Right.
And my theory is that's sort of the instinctual nature of the immune system when you're little at is to get all that stuff into its body.
Right.
When it's growing and when it's maturing its immune system. So the more of that stuff you put in when a baby's only like 3 months old, 4 months old, 6 months old, just those, not like a toxic virus, whatever, but
Okay. We're gonna go back a little here. I'm neither for or against it, but smallpox was a worldwide
yeah,
plague,
right.
and they have pretty much eliminated smallpox from the face of the earth.
Yeah, well, they actually still have samples of it.
They have samples, and they're in
That's
levels
scary.
level 5. And if those samples got out,
Exactly. We
it's
never
a pure,
cured it.
it's a pure Stephen King movie.
Yeah.
If the smallpox got out of the labs, it would be a total epidemic because there is no immunity to it now,
There's not. Yeah.
and people
It's a
would be
virus.
wiped out.
Yeah, it's a virus. I mean, look at herpes.
Yeah,
It's a virus. Look at AIDS. It's a virus. We don't have a cure for a virus yet. Just like we don't have a cure for cancer. We can cure some cancers with radiation and all that other stuff, but we have bacterial type colds and everything. We pretty much kill that off. But there's
well,
ways to there's ways to lessen the effect of a cold than that.
right.
There's medicine than that, but we don't know how to kill it yet.
One thing that's of a concern is that scientists now are monkeying around with the DNA of just about everything. Okay, and it doesn't take much to make a mistake. When you're fooling around with the DNA
Yeah.
and cause a huge problem. There's all kinds of bad things that can result. You could theoretically, you could make the whole world sterile. If a certain virus gets out, it could sterilize everybody on the planet.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I said it's like it's people worry about. If you think like we're talking about global thing, you think of global. People think of the big picture.
The what?
But what's going to take us down are things that we can't even see.
That's it's done it before.
Exactly.
It took down the American Indians.
Yeah, when the Englishmen came here and introduced a new virus that their body had never seen and it didn't know how to react to it.
Right.
Well, if you even look at AIDS, supposedly AIDS existed in monkeys, but it didn't affect them. And somehow it got
it's
transferred.
not as bad, but yeah.
But it didn't, yeah. It was like a cold to them. But somehow it got transferred.
It made the jump, it made the leap to humans.
Made the leap, and it was now, I mean, people live with it, people live with it. I mean, they never get rid of it. They always test positive, like Magic Johnson, who supposedly they say now if you test him, it says he doesn't.
Do you have AIDS, man?
Huh?
You have AIDS? You have AIDS.
No, I don't.
Oh,
no,
okay,
but
good.
When I was in San Francisco, I knew, I probably knew like 30, 40 gay friends there that all had it. And they'd had it for like 15 years in that. And with the medicines they took in that, it didn't affect them really. I mean, it's never out of their body. We couldn't, those medicines don't kill it, but it manages it. But it's and I said this when it first started happening to AIDS, and I'm all, the way viruses are and the way they mutate, it's eventually going to become less and less.
Scott, Mother Earth is back.
Trisha needs to talk because she understands the problem I have with vaccines is where they don't go through testing, and we don't know what's in them. For one thing, I know, well, we do know some things that are in them, like glyphosate, because they're raised in gelatin that came from cows that were fed corn that was filled with glyphosate because of the Roundup Ready seeds and all. But there's other problems. Can we hear you now, Trisha?
Yeah.
Go ahead, talk, Trisha. We can hear you. Hello.
Hello.
I can hear you.
She's a little low.
A little low.
Hello.
Yes, there you go.
There we go.
That's
You're
better.
getting louder.
Hello. Yeah. Probably the wrong day for this discussion, Chris.
Are you sick?
What?
Do you have a cold? Is that why?
Yeah, but I would like to have this discussion. Yeah. But every time I bring this subject up, someone wants to kill me. I've had death threats in my letterbox and so forth.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Are you hanging out on social media? Because
Mm.
I stay away from social media.
Just YouTube.
Dude.
That's social media. You know that's social media, right?
Really?
Yeah,
Damn.
I know. I
I
know
thought
damn well you don't keep away from that.
I thought this was like an enigma here.
You wish.
Yeah, it's a very hard topic because the minute you in my family mention vaccines, everyone wants to jump down your throat and kill you. Basically, the minute I tried to tell my family that my daughter was injured by vaccines, they shut me down. I mean, it's very hard. I'm sorry, but this is a very hard topic. But
I
yeah,
I know
just
it's
don't.
hard, but my family's been affected by it too. My little brother had seizures the minute he got the pertussis vaccine.
I had seizures from the polio vaccine in New Zealand in the 1960s. I'm 60 fucking 4 years old and I know what seizures are. I can describe to you what that feels like. But my entire family and my community wants to shut me the fuck down. And I lost custody of my daughter because I tried to stop the system giving her the MMR vaccine. And then she came to my house that night and she was comatose. She was off her fucking head. So my ex-husband and I had spent days in hospital in Wellington in 1982, cradling her head from seizures from the DTB vaccine injury that had been taken off the market in the United States and dumped on the market in New Zealand because we're cheap whores. We will take the cheap. That's another story, actually. That's
I was
another
gonna say
program.
that's awesome.
But, but, but my daughter had seizures and then no one wants to hear about it. No one wants to hear what's happened. Except it's your fault. You're a bad parent. Neither my ex-husband or I were ever a bad parent. Ever.
That
Well,
makes
Ever.
sense, Trisha.
if you
And I
look
will stand by that till the day I die. But
right, but if you look at any vaccine or anything else, inherent within it, there is a 2 or 3 or 5% that's incorporated into it.
I
That
think it's worse than that, just because of
yeah, that
my own
somebody
experience.
somebody might be allergic to, or somebody might actually get.
no. Why would you need this stuff? Mercury, aluminium, animal cells, aborted human fetal tissue. These people are making a fucking fortune and they're laughing in your fucking faces. Wake up, world. I'm sorry, but I'm so fucking angry. I've had 30 fucking years of it. That's why I'm vegan too. Don't start me on that, but don't be stupid. Stop hurting your kids. Wake the fuck up. These people are not your friends.
Yeah, well, the pharmaceuticals are definitely making money off of it. And I've said that again and again about the vaccines that we have to give. Well, you're supposed to give horses for West Nile virus, which is totally ridiculous. They so far have
And
not approved
your
any.
horses are dying, Chris.
Yes,
In front of your fucking face, and I know why, and I can't tell you and I can't help you, but I feel for you because I actually do know why.
uh, well, I don't vaccinate my horses, because I don't. Because the only horses I know who got West Nile were horses that were vaccinated with West Nile vaccine.
Exactly.
So I refuse to vaccinate my horses.
Okay, here's a good story.
Okay, go ahead.
My father died in 1986.
Mhm.
Totally fine. Went to work, came home, thought he had a cold.
Wow.
I was with him the whole day. Called my mom. She came home. Goes, oh, he's just got a cold. He was sneezing. He had the chills. His eyes are watering. Um, I left that night, and I came home at 3:30 in the morning. In the back door to find my mom, my sister crying, and said my dad had died.
Wow.
And it was actually it was a type of meningitis,
Right.
which
Which
now
is a vaccine injury. I had
now
that. I know what that feels like. My daughter had that. It's a vaccine injury.
no, it wasn't a vaccine injury. The type of meningitis he died from is actually in the human body.
No, it's a vaccine injury.
No, it's in the human body.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, I don't
okay.
know.
I'm
It's not worth
sorry.
getting into that argument right now.
Yeah.
Let's. Okay, we're gonna have this discussion, Trisha, as well. Because you know a lot about it, and I want you to bring all your information out. But there's probably other reasons that people get meningitis. I'm sure.
Yeah. No.
But uh, I don't know. I'm just saying that, okay, I absolutely do not want vaccines to be mandatory, and there's a lot of countries that are pushing
Yeah.
vaccines to be
Right.
mandatory. And I don't care if you want to volunteer to get those some bitches in your,
Right.
that's
Well, like
fine.
the flu
But
virus stuff, flu shot, all that
yeah,
stuff.
if you want to do that, good for you. Do it. That's
Yeah.
fine. But don't force me to do it. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Chris.
No.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's
Don't
all I'm
fucking
saying.
force. Yeah. If anyone comes at me with a syringe, I can fire better with a shotgun.
Especially with the government like in charge. You know who, with
Yeah.
all the problems that are going on in the world right now, I do not want the government to decide what they can
No.
shove in me, like what they can pump into my bloodstream. I don't want that. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Um,
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway,
a lot of what we're talking about is the and me being in the wildlife side of it, natural resource management. That you know the whole epidemic now with the peanuts
Yeah.
and all these
the
people with
allergies, peanuts.
There's
allergies.
nothing wrong with peanuts.
No, there's not. But the really funny thing is, and I had this happen to me when I was little too. So I'm sort of a product of this and old school doctors. Well, they actually did a study, and it's I think it's in Israel because in Israel there's almost nobody in Israel is allergic to peanuts compared to here in the U.S. where it's a huge thing and you have to have peanut separate areas and all that other stuff. And the fact is,
Warnings on like fast
right?
food restaurants if there's peanut foods.
But
Are
the fact
you
is,
kidding me?
no. But the fact
No.
is, this study that this guy did showed that there's a type of food that you feed to a lot of little babies when they're young and everything. This goes back to me when your immune system's growing, and it's peanut based and nut based. So they're introducing the nuts to these little infants when they're like 3 months old,
No.
really
No,
young.
they fuck their immune systems with vaccinations from day one. From day one. The
You didn't listen to a word I said, did you?
do you know how many vaccines go into babies?
No, but you
Do you
didn't.
know what
Wait,
that do you know what that does to your immune system?
wait, Trisha. Let's
You're
back
taking
up.
away. You're taking away from the whole thing I'm telling you.
Okay, let him repeat that just for a second. There may have been a misunderstanding.
No, there's actually almost no peanut allergies in Israel. Kids aren't allergic to it
Okay, why is that? Why are there no?
because they are fed this whatever type of food they do as a tradition, all that to kids when they're little and they're growing.
So they get peanuts from a young age. They're fed peanuts,
Very,
right?
very young age. And even
Because
if
they have
are
peanuts in a lot of their food.
right, and even if they are slightly allergic, they might get a rash or something, but their body learns it and makes them immune.
Right. Okay. I'm a big believer in building up your immune system.
Right,
Um,
here,
I don't
and
know.
here's how it ties to me. And to this day, if my mom and my mom's doctor when I was little didn't have her do this to me, I would be lactose intolerant pretty much probably for the rest of my life. Because the first time she
Yeah, because you're a human, you're not supposed to be sucking off a cow.
well,
Okay,
no,
we're
You're
not going to
not.
get in the vegan
You're
discussion.
not a baby calf.
no, let me finish.
Let him finish. I know
So,
this is not.
so
But there's a lot of reasons for celiacs and all that. But and some of it is glyphosate. Just saying.
No,
We
but
all
here's
have our little projects here. But
right, but what it is,
glyphosate's mine. Like yeah. Anyway.
once I got off breast milk, whatever, my mom gave me milk, like whole milk, and I broke out with a rash and everything else, and so my mom took me to the doctor, and he goes, "Oh, yeah, he has a slight allergic reaction to it." Um, well, what you need to do is just slowly add a little bit of milk, a little bit of milk, a little bit of milk, and then eventually his body will react to it, and he'll be fine.
Yeah, you build up an immune. Just the
Right.
same thing with honey.
But see,
Like
what they do. But what they do
and
today is
allergies.
that would have happened. If that would have happened in today's world with today's doctors, the first thing they would said like, "Oh, he's lactose intolerant. Don't give him any cheese. Don't give him milk. Don't give him." And so so as you grow older in your immune system, suddenly if you have milk or whatever, it can be devastating and almost kill you or whatever. But my doctor said, "Oh yeah, he has it, right. Let's just give him it in small doses, small doses, small doses." Which is kind of the way vaccines are, because it's a weaker, smaller
Yeah,
version.
it's the same thing. Yeah.
Okay. And so, yeah, today I love milk.
But I don't think it's right. Okay, Trisha, don't. I know how you're thinking right now. Okay, I know
It
what
was
you're
no act-
thinking.
it was nothing. It was an
We're
old.
Scott's a guest, and we're gonna let him talk because he's being great coming on. I really think he's being great. Um, but I agree with you in so many ways, Trisha. I'm just like I'm trying to figure all this stuff out. There's also this thing about blood types, like I'm type A blood, A positive, and A positive people do great with dairy, and like I think it has something to do with evolution and where my tribe came from, because there were big, dairy farmers or whatever where I came from. But dairy is great for me. Where my daughter is I don't know. I think she's O or something, O positive or something, and she does great without lactose. Like she can't eat cheese. She's like certain blood types do better with certain diets. Um, don't tell me I can't have my cheese. I'll just die.
Well, no, but I mean, my
But no, I want to be a
yeah,
vegan just because of the cruelty factor to animals.
yeah, we'll help you with that. I'm sure Val and I can help you with that.
Two
And
vegans here.
yeah,
Two
yeah,
non-vegans, maybe. I don't know.
to
CCB may be a vegan. I don't know. He surprised me
yeah,
in so many
I don't eat
ways.
much meat. I don't eat much meat.
That's
I
awesome.
can
I don't
do it.
eat much meat either. Eat meat maybe once a week tops, but I do eat
that's
lots of
right.
cheese and stuff.
I do chicken mostly. I don't do fish. I don't eat fish at all.
Really, you're fisherman.
But
That's
I
so funny. Oh my
chicken
god.
and pork. That's it.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
so
no,
funny.
I don't eat fish. I actually only eat like twice a day.
I only eat once a day.
Yeah,
Well, I,
I
I'm
don't
gonna
eat much.
eat.
Yeah,
I mean,
In fact, I haven't
I
eaten at
should
all today, and I was gonna go eat as soon as I was done. It's almost 10 o'clock.
I should probably segue out because it's Melbourne Cup Day and I'm already slightly drunk. So I should segue out and have a reasonable conversation.
Well, I'll see you
To
Wednesday, right? You're gonna
thank
be
you.
here Wednesday?
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
awesome. Love you,
yes,
Trisha. Thank
yeah.
you for popping in.
I apologize if I insulted anyone,
I don't drink at
but
all. So.
Me neither.
what
We don't drink at all.
we do here, I
I
live in New Zealand.
live in
Yes,
Utah.
we make great wine here. We make great wine here, and I will just
Okay,
bow
well,
out. Thank you.
keep New Zealand well for you and my daughter, because you know.
Yes, yeah, I got your back, hon.
All right. We will talk to you on Wednesday. I'll send you a link before the show.
Okay,
So have a good night,
cool.
Trisha. I'm gonna head out here soon. I'm just super
Thank you.
excited that Scott came on. Have a good night, Trisha.
Thank you. Love you, Scott, and proud, obviously.
Yeah, always
So
found.
we'll
Sweet.
conversate.
That was fun. I'm so excited you came on. I really am. This has been a great
Yeah,
conversation.
it's the I'm like I don't know. I'm like you said when I came in. I don't know why, but I have a lot of obscure knowledge,
Hmm.
and I have I
You
don't
have
know.
a lot
I
of experiences in a lot of different wild areas, kind of like I
oh
do. I
yeah, and
mean,
see like I'm just at home at a rave
that's
that goes on at 4 in the morning, and I'll be up there and I'll meet the DJ and I'll be up there partying that, and I'm just as good, being on a discussion with people that are talking about nature and viruses and stuff like that. Like I don't know. I just always
well,
I've
you're
always
pretty
liked
easy to get along with. I'll have to say
well,
that.
I've always liked to learn things, and I've
You're
always
going to join the team, man. We got
you're
some.
you're always welcome on Monday nights here for Monday Madness. I gotta give you an open invitation to
yeah.
be here whenever you'd like.
Like I said, I'm Sweden for some reason. I'm like
That's nice.
I can be very opinion and everything, but
Mm.
I don't know. I just and my sister-in-law, my sister is a biologist, my brother-in-law is a biologist, and I studied it too. But I mean, a lot of people that have these issues and all these things about it don't come from the background of studying it and understanding it. And so when you come at them with certain things about that, it's like they're confused. They're like, "What?" Well, I'm like, "Yeah, but just like I was talking about the viruses and that. It's like that's politics and all that stuff are definitely the least of our worry.
Oh, absolutely.
I
The
mean,
politics are
you,
definitely the least of my worry, but I do worry about our biosphere collapsing because
yeah, but see, the other thing is too
third
is
grade science, everything's connected. There's a web of
right,
life.
right, but we're such a connected world, that people travel from everywhere. I mean, the fact that if something mutates in somebody, and the fact that to have another typhoid Mary in this world, and maybe it might happen in somebody that travels to like 10 different countries a year, 15 different countries a
Oh
year.
yeah, it could happen so fast. So
Yeah,
fast.
that's what I said. I mean,
When you
we
see
all
all
know
the planes flying in the air, you can totally see
that's what I'm
how
saying.
quickly
That
it could.
that's just it. Like
Yeah.
back in our history, we were
Oh,
very, I mean, segregated. But now it's such a global world and everybody travels throughout it. That
yeah.
just one typhoid Mary person that isn't affected by something that affects 95% of the other people that get introduced to it.
You're such a doomer. You're gonna fit in.
No, but that's what I'm saying, right? That's what typhoid Mary. Typhoid Mary was somebody that carried that
Hmm.
virus. It didn't
Yeah.
affect it, yet it affected just like the AIDS virus, because in monkeys it wasn't. It was just like a cold thing, but somehow it got transferred, and I mean, it was, it was back in the '80s, and that was a, like I said, that was a death sentence. Like,
Mm.
but to have one person like that, I mean, I know there's movies made about all that, but people don't understand it. That could be reality, and it could
Yeah.
happen like
Oh, it could happen so fast. It could happen so
snap of
fast.
the finger, just like a hurricane or just like a tornado.
Yep.
It's nature has its way.
It does. It does. But
Nature will cap a population if it wants.
nature is all powerful. That's
And she's pissed.
and she's pissed. Nature's pissed. And I don't blame her at all. Oh, Book Hermit's here. Ah! Serious plague would be the best possible solution to current situation.
Yeah,
I love Book Hermit. Oh, I
they
love
might just
him.
do that.
Oh,
No,
millennial.
I said that's just where I come from, and the side I look at it, and the fact that viruses mutate quick. I mean,
Yeah.
even in the '80s when people were talking about AIDS and all that, I'm like, yeah, but you know what? Probably in like another 15, 20 years, it's probably not going to kill that many people, and people will probably be able to survive with it in their body because it's going to mutate to a form that's not as lethal.
Mm,
But at the same time, it could mutate to something that's even more lethal
right.
at any time. So
You don't know. You don't know what nature's
you
gonna
don't
do.
know. They,
That's
it,
absolutely true. You don't.
how many times a virus mutates in a 24-hour period
A lot.
with its growth rate is phenomenal
Why vaccines are so crazy because they come up with a new flu vaccine every year and they never know how effective it will be
because
every
they don't
single year.
yeah, they don't know the
Yeah.
virus. They don't, I mean,
Yeah. They don't know
sit
what
there
they're
and look at them like,
formulating it for. So,
have you ever seen what a virus looks like?
um, it's been a while since I've had science class.
Have you ever seen that their molecular structure?
Oh no, he's gonna give us a science class. It's like
Well, they have
almost
a
10
very
o'clock. Okay,
yeah,
cool. Go ahead.
they
Go
have a
ahead.
very alien look to them.
Yeah,
They
they,
don't.
they look they look like a spaceship kind of
Yeah,
thing.
Are
they
you
they
gonna share the screen or what are you
No,
doing?
I don't know. I don't have a picture, but they
the,
look
the,
very. They
they
look.
don't have a nucleus. They don't have DNA.
Yeah,
Our-
they don't. They look like a mechanical like
They don't have DNA? Wait, I thought everything
uh,
landing
had
craft.
DNA.
no, I don't think so.
Really? There's no DNA to
I
a
don't think
virus.
so.
No,
They
they look like a landing craft.
Really?
They'll have like kind of a cone shaped thing and like arms that come out, and that, I mean, it looks like a rocket ship.
Hmm.
Some of the viruses, if you look at them as one simple virus.
Okay. It's saying most viruses either have RNA or DNA as their genetic material. The nucleic acid may be single or double stranded. The entire infectious virus particle, called a viron, consists of nucleic acid and an outer shell of protein. The simplest viruses contain only enough RNA or DNA to encode four proteins. So almost no RNA or DNA.
Yeah, but
There's an argument on whether
They're both DNA and RNA virus, says Book Hermit.
there's
Book Hermit's a pretty bright person. Even
right
though he doesn't believe in climate change, he's pretty well.
but can
He
you find
believes
a
in climate change. He just doesn't think it's going to be as extreme as.
the,
can
the
you find a
argument
picture of a virus?
is it whether viruses are even a true life form.
Right.
But wait, Ilhan Omar is. Who's saying she's an extremist?
Bio.
Why?
But can you look up a
Well,
picture of a
no.
virus?
Huh?
Look at a picture of a virus.
I've seen them. They have a very
Can you?
alien look
Yeah,
to it.
they look like a spaceship. they
Uh,
they don't look.
I
I don't
don't
know.
okay,
think
we got to go through comments and we got to shut this. It's almost 10 o'clock, and I get up really early, like 3:30 in the morning. So, um,
That's right. I have another issue. I
Um,
spilled my beer.
Trisha's mentioned Anthony Robbins, who just is getting
There's
me too
no
by a couple
bad
chicks.
mental problems. Viruses. It doesn't cells. You're being punked.
Well, Tony Robbins also is being me too. I caught that on the news. Of
Oh,
course,
Anthony Robbins is just. Oh, he's such a scammer. Just a scammer.
I thought you were going to say you call him a scoundrel.
Huh?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to call him a scoundrel.
Same thing. He's a scammer,
Okay.
scoundrel. What difference does it make? He was just one of those people pumped up by Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah.
It's like everybody that Oprah Winfrey like anoints.
Like Dr. Phil?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, she anoints these people, and then they suddenly became big and famous. And
And Rich, he's got 100 million.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it's a scam. It's ridiculous. I'm sorry. I don't buy into the big Hollywood shit either. Um,
No, you
But
don't.
but no,
I'm not your average left wing, but I really don't consider myself left wing. I'm so left, I'm right.
You're so far left, you meet the right, just like me.
but
I'm
You
not
go
an
around the
average.
spectrum.
Chris, sometimes look up images of viruses
Okay, why should I do that though? Um,
just to see how like mechanical they look. It's kind of weird. The
uh,
shape of them and
Nature
everything else.
can be
hold on.
crazy.
Let me look this up.
No,
Yeah,
they
nature can be pretty crazy.
but they're very I don't know. They don't look like a bacteria. They don't look like one celled or they look very mechanical.
Oh wow.
Nature can be scary too.
They look like pretty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
seriously
Boa.
pretty.
yeah.
Like snowflakes.
But some of them look very mechanical looking. Like they have little legs. They're very sort of sharp edges and
Well, what you're saying is tripods.
Okay, come on,
huh?
go full
Yeah, they
screen.
have
Okay, come on, full screen, people.
They, viruses do not have a look of typical life. They look kind of alien,
Okay,
yeah, they look mechanical.
which kind of
okay, there you go, guys.
goes along with panspermia.
There's viruses.
And I said we don't have a cure for any virus to
I
this
think
day.
they're really pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
know.
Well, you think of the most simple one that's been around forever, with herpes, which is a virus. We can't get rid of it.
Okay, all
We
right,
can't.
gonna close that out. That's crazy, right? Um,
yeah.
okay, I'll close that out now. I can see
Luckily,
what's going on.
it's just irritating and creates blisters and that, but we have no cure for it. It's a virus.
Wow,
It's it's been around for millions of years, probably.
isn't that crazy? Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to get my screens back together here. There we go.
I mean, luckily, it doesn't kill us. Just annoying once in a while, but
Ah, no kidding. Okay,
there
really,
is no
guys,
cure.
I gotta go, but
Yeah. She's
I
gonna shut it
I
down.
am, yeah, I'm totally tired. I'm flashing my screen all over the place because whenever I see it on my screen, everybody else sees it. So I'm like, "Mm, whatever. I'm so excited you came on though. Um, really, you're welcome next week if you want to come on Mondays. I anytime you feel like jumping on. We had oh, why am I forgetting his name?
Andre was on.
Andre. Yes, Andre. He was on last week. We had a great discussion.
Yeah,
Kind of
he
got
came on
heated.
my. I did a panel after that, and he came on.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Did you guys rip into me or did you give
No,
me a hard
I
time?
saw him. I didn't leave a comment or anything, but I was in there and I saw that I saw Andre in the panel. I watched for a little bit, but it's like
We
under the
got
radar.
pretty
And
deep into a really difficult discussion, so it was yeah. Uh,
yeah, but he's the one that he told me that you said you've mentioned me before, and you're very positive about me in that. So
Yeah, I always
that
talk.
was why this
Okay,
time.
you can ask anyone here. I've always talked positively about your
Okay.
channel, and I sent people that I'm like, go see his channel. Good.
Yeah, well, that's why
He
this time
did.
I saw you. I left and I came on, and Andre was actually on here too.
Yeah. And
I
Blake
went,
TV, do you know Blake TV? He's on here. He's awesome. Like, I met the best people through Beer Man, though.
yeah. What do you expect? A stoner, old drunk man. You know,
He's friend. He's actual friends with my brother-in-law. So
yeah, he's pretty
it's
neutral.
it's it's so cool. I wish I could be awake long enough to be on his panel again, because he was so much fun when I was off
Well,
for
say good night,
quarantine.
Val.
Yeah. Okay,
Oh,
guys, let's say Book Hermit, Justin McNeil, Gazar, Bio, Trisha. Thank you for coming on. Um, I'm. It's fun that you were drunk.
oh,
Sorry.
but Chris,
Huh?
just an FYI. Remember GLM?
Yes, I heard. Andre told me about GLM.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'm.
she she disowned me.
Well, you know what? I think you're better off. I'm sorry, but when she was giving you the hard time about doing what you're doing with your channel, that pissed me off, because you are in a position where you can do this, and
Yeah,
I think you should, 100%. So
just 'cause- just because I'm a fishing channel doesn't mean I have other opinions on worldly stuff or more in my head than how to catch a bass. I mean,
yeah, of course you do. I yeah, I loved talking to you before she butted in, but sorry, I really was enjoying our conversation before she butted in.
I said she unsubbed to me and disowned me. So whatever.
Well, you're better off. Really, you're gonna get more subs from here, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. So,
Doesn't bug me. I've been on YouTube for 13 years. I've seen it all.
wow, wow.
Yeah, I've been
13
on.
years? I didn't even know YouTube existed 13 years ago.
2006.
Yeah, October
I'm
6th, 2006. That's
I'm
when
like
I.
2000. Wait, no, I found out about YouTube in 2005 when my son was doing videos because he used to make movies.
Yeah, they started in 2005.
Yeah.
I joined them right before Google bought them. Google bought them in November,
Oh,
and that's when they got bigger. And then they didn't really blow up until like 2012, 2011.
yeah. Well, I didn't know anything about YouTube till like 2010, and then
Yeah, that was about
yeah,
when they started becoming,
pretty big.
and
Yeah,
and now it's just ridiculous.
like
I
a
mean,
mainstream. Yeah, now it's insane. But God,
everybody
that's
wants to
crazy.
make $1 million. Everybody wants to get monetized. They can make, only live on. And I'm like, you need content, you need quality. You just can't.
Yeah, and you
You
need to
can't
be
live off.
consistent.
You can't live off. Everyone now thinks going live and getting super chats is gonna make them like thousands of dollars a month.
I don't think it's gonna make thousands of dollars. No, I mean,
We'll
no.
see about that.
Val thinks that he wants to, yeah, make some
Well, I
money.
mean, like I said, I've been monetized since like 2008.
Wow. My other
My last,
channel, I monetize, but I don't do anything on it. So
my last check this month was 170 bucks.
hell, I'd be
That,
happy with that.
that took 2 months. That
I'd
took
be all
two
right
months
with
to do.
that. I'd be like,
So
woohoo, $170. Yay.
yeah, you can't live on $170 every 2 months.
No, 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 you can't. Absolutely. You can't.
170,000 every 2 months. Yeah, that's a good income. But
There's people that make pretty good damn money on it. Like, um, Mr. Atheist is fantastic. I can't believe him. He's crazy.
well, if you look at the big channels, there's channels that make $400,000 a month.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's unfathomable to me.
but not
It's
many
like,
though. Not many.
yeah.
whoa. I can't imagine. Okay, really, seriously, it's 10 o'clock.
All right, we
We've
gotta let
been
her.
up for
We
2
gotta quit talking.
hours.
Yeah,
Let her go.
All right, guys.
call
Say
tonight.
hello to everybody. Zox, Torstein, love you guys. Trisha,
And remind them if
book
they have
hermit
any
bio.
names for your podcast,
Yes,
put them in
yes.
the
Remember,
comments.
in the comments, please leave your suggestions for a anti-consumerism, eco-focused channel. Just whatever. Anyway.
Oh, and Chris, I dropped a merch line too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, on Teesprings. I have 11 designs on there now.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, check out Central Coast Bass and his channel, and he's fun to watch. He did some really fun Halloween videos. Like so check him out. He's just fun. Okay, sometimes you got to get out of the Demisphere and just have some fun. And he does game shows on his channel, right?
Sometimes, yeah, we play Are You Smart to Fifth Grader sometime.
Oh, fun. Yeah. So check him out. You'll like him. Andre, thanks for coming. I don't know who I'm gonna miss. Oh my God, Kent, thank you. Zach, of course. Justin, am I missing anybody? Gazar, I keep on saying Val, you're right here. Kent, am I missing anybody? Val?
No.
Okay. All right, guys. Love y'all. We're out of here. We'll talk to you soon.